So one particular tactical principle of some note is that, while it's true that our knowledge of things, it might be useful to have a bit extra in case we miss something, but in the actual course of things that happen, anything extra is useless. So I'm going to talk about the Shaman, which is, in general, Disgaea games, I know there's not a whole lot of resources to be looking at. People often say that it's easier just to flat out kill enemies rather than weakening them, and so the Shaman is not very good. However, there are quite a few circumstances where they are useful. I generally think that most of the stuff is actually extra, but that Shamans are quite useful in scenarios where basically you just need that extra little bit to get by. For instance, we often, or at least when I'm playing, I don't use a lot of very complicated strategies. It's essentially about having a big stick. It's playing the game. And again, so they're usually pretty big discrepancies. It's not relatively even footing, and because it's not relatively even footing, you often take very big chunks of stats that just might give you that extra little bit. But the primary thing that I wanted to mention is when you're fighting Baal, and I'm not very good at math, and I don't think about it very hard, but this is at least something that I can say works. I'm not showing footage, but because it's too much effort, it's too much work for me to, and I'm not very good with technology, but I'm at least good enough at making things work. So I will say that in Disgaea 4, at the very least, just with some minimal leveling of some high quality items, look up Puppy Paw Stick Guide and look up Item Leveling Guide and find good items. You really only need like 2 strong items and maybe like Election Sash to get 100% accuracy. This is for fighting Baal. And you want to just get some abilities from the android, which might take a little bit of time, but not as much as, some other alternatives, and just get 10 Shamans with Gimmick Body that will give them 200% aptitudes, and just some, not even that really, I guess, worked out equipment, but still moderately. It's fairly easy to get 10 Shamans just at max stats. And when you have max stats, basically, if two characters with max stats attack each other, they will always kill. And so, when you're at that point, most of the other abilities aren't too very much helpful, unless I'm an idiot, which I might be. But, just at that point, the only thing that you can really do is to get them to be not max stats, and when you have 10 Shamans, then you can get to a point where you will actually, it might take 2 hits instead of 1, so that's the point where you can actually trade, and that can potentially get you through